Welcome, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to our 8-card draw. What do we need read for this full to new moon, July 2023. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, Venus in Libra, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 25 years in service, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's got chakra chapters. There's a Kindle version available. There's a link in the description box. You can see in the table of contents in the free preview there how it's broken down into chakras and the graces and all that. It's really cool. The original version of that, though, because we had to tone it down for Kindle, that's over on patreon.com/drawing the circle, my members only subscription platform that allows me all sorts of creative freedom as a spiritual teacher, a professional witch, a mystical artist, etc., etc., etc. All of my subscribers get 3 things in common, 3 benefits they call them on Patreon. They get the daily check-ins, an unlisted YouTube live stream, a link with me every morning so they can literally chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, really something to send us on our way. And it's the best way for me to start my day, considering what I do for a living, for surezies. They also get all the extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. They are all relationship based, they are all timeless, my extended readings, and there are a lot of them, so all of them get that, past, present, into the future, as long as they remain subscribers. And they also get a significant discount on private sessions with me, which we'll talk about at the end of the reading, which I believe is that way, right? And at the moment we have 2 7-day free trials available for our first 2 levels, Seekers and Humans. That's $3 and $5 a month regular subscription. To do that, you get the daily check-ins, you get the extended readings, but we're saving the significant discount for actual subscribers, so you get the same discount regardless of level of subscription. So yeah, check it out. Click the link. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, so you'll like it. But you could just call me Mal. You can tell I love what I do. I mean, I'm Leo rising. That puts my Venus and Libra in my 3rd house. Self-expression. Hey, might as well make a career out of it. Let's do some explanation for the new Libras and crosswatchers, and then we'll get down to the divination. And certainly feel free to skip ahead if you've heard this 10,000 times, because I understand, but I try and keep it fun every time. Boom. Shall we? An 8-card draw, my new friends. It's just 1 card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about really anything, but we are fine-tuning it to a 2-week period, a waning phase of the moon, from full moon to new moon in July 2023. To help you release, let go, transform, alchemize is the language I prefer, the language of spiritual alchemy, removing, transforming, alchemizing the 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table of elements, symbolically speaking, and there's a good opportunity to do that. So now here, when the moon rides out her peak, then your heart's desire seek. Full moon, 3 days in, love it. 3 days out, love it. But then usually that's when the letting go begins, right? You had the meal, now you got to pay the check. That's a good way to look at it, actually. To clear the plate, if you will. To plant a seed at the new moon and start it all over again, right? So I apply the 5-card draws, the plant a seed, watch it grow reads, the beautiful nutifuls. I apply those. My Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs are locked into these 4 pieces of jewelry. So I'm still doing that. So then, of course, I apply the shadow work stuff to myself. So, and it's working. It's working for me. Slow but steady. It's working. So, what else? Oh, let's look at the astrological timeline itself. It's not overly heavy this time. Full moon in Capricorn on Monday, July 3rd, 7:39 a.m. Eastern. I am in New York. So, think about that. Monday, July 3rd, if you're in the United States, maybe you have the day off because of the 4th of July being the next day. I know a lot of people who don't. So, if that is the case, I would highly recommend a coffee spell. Just saying. Moon in Capricorn, right? Ruled by Saturn. Saturn rules coffee beans. You're there, right? You can do all your other magic, but, when the moon rides out her peak, then your heart's desire seek. Give it a couple of days, because 2 weeks later, we've got a new moon on Monday. Simon Laban. July 17th, 2:32 p.m. A little late in the afternoon to be lighting torches and waving them for the new moon. I'm on it because if it's daylight, who's going to see it? Depending on time zone, I'm sure. But another one for a cup of coffee, I will say, on Monday. Potion Magic, I'm there. So a cup of coffee to begin, cup of coffee to end, I'm good. And of course, I will have the 5 card draws out before July 17th. So in between those 2 days, just those 2 dates, in the 2-week period, Mars does go into Virgo for Libra. May not be a big deal. That happens on the 10th of July. And then Mercury goes into Leo, which is on the 11th, the next day of July. I mean, depending on your other signs, etc. And particularly cross-watchers, right? Keep that in mind, because it is a general read. You take what resonates, you leave what doesn't. I find that my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs usually have an interconnecting 4 things that as I tweak one, they all shift a little. But it's, to be forewarned is to be forearmed, I suppose. So, yeah, this is an opportunity for you to do some healing here in some area of your life, to let go, to alchemize to a more golden timeline rather than leaded, more healthy than toxic, to be the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest version possible. And this is why cross-watchers, the one you are cross-watching for, will get a mantra, will get a Lord Ganesh oracle, will get a Divine Animals oracle, will get an Archangel. There's a lot, right, that you could maybe apply on their behalf through your own spiritual practice, or just to be aware. Some sympathy, some empathy, some insight, and some understanding go a long way in this world, if you haven't noticed as of late. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do anything in my power to help anybody shift to a more golden timeline, because that's the gig. Infinite number of quantum timelines. Every choice and decision we make, right, is either lead or gold. That's it. It's that simple. It's just never easy. Depends. So let's do this. The shift from all that explanation, which I'm glad to do, to the divination, which I am born to do. That happens in the still point. In Libras, we can find the center of the balance pretty easily. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Still point. Pantheons override. Using the Caroline Mace archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For us Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video drawn to this reading, please one card. What is the dominant soul power, the archetype? In the 8th chakra, hovering above our heads, determining the shadow work, sending down the codes to the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel, so that we have the free will to delay what cannot be prevented. Lifetime after lifetime. It's up to us. We do it now or do it later, but we're going to do it eventually. So what do you got for us, this Libra collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, to alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, our toxic to healthy, our fear to love. You're not going to like this out, but it's already in the title, which means none of you are going to be watching this. The Martyr archetype, this full to new. Now look, I've struggled with the Martyr archetype. You can have it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I am not a lifetime martyr. I'm a hedonist. It's sort of like the exact opposite. It is, however, a divine family archetype. So, you look through the ancient scriptures of all traditions, there's a martyr in there somewhere, right? So the shadow attribute written on the card is the lead, right? 3 atoms in between lead and gold. The gold, the light attribute, a shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. Hey man, we all have bad days, right? Sorry, person. We all have bad days, right? We're all doing the best that we can, so that doesn't immediately indicate that you're a martyr. It's the addiction to self-pity, because you're getting something out of it in an exchange, and in a toxic exchange. The light, however, this is where you'll see it in Holy Scripture, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause, and considering the holographic nature the higher dimensions, anchoring into this one, blah, blah, blah. As you serve and heal yourself and learn the transcendent nature of that, you're helping heal everybody. That's why I do these readings, right? Because as one of us heals, all of us heal, and we need it right now. We need to be like superheroes in our own spiritual practice, right? And that can feel absolutely, well, but I don't have what I need, and yet I'm doing all this work. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But the alchemy is there, and that is part of the process. Now, you might be dealing with a martyr as well. That's what I mean. Their reason, season, or lifetime, because you're dealing with somebody who might be a lifetime martyr, and you're kind of learning the transcendent nature. They're teaching you how to do something here for yourself, of service to yourself and a cause, which is what I'm saying is simultaneous. So let's keep going. Next 4 chakras down, we will do with 1 card from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the feminine energy, internal, internal, heart, throat, third eye, crown, dynamic, creative level of power. Throat chakra minimum, spit, swallow, or chew, willpower, our willpower. We can blow this off as long as we want, but how many times do you want to keep coming back to this world? There are other worlds, so they tell me. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's see if we can make this shadow read fun. Oh, still point. My goddesses, please override. As I call upon my goddesses of air, my goddesses of Libra, my goddesses of the powers of the East, please, beloved goddesses of cardinal air, 1 card in clarity for us Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do we need to be aware of for the alchemy on the inside? Because that's where it starts, our choice. Throat chakra minimum. To alchemize the martyr from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, this full to new, the Virgo card. Virgo. All right, so if you have any planets in Virgo, look at them, right? I would check those reads for sure, but the beauty of this is regardless of zodiacal placement, I mean, obviously this literally hits home. When you have a court card on the inner, and it's not a personal planet, it's not about somebody on the outer, it's more about the house dynamic, 6th house dynamic, health and occupation, and boy, are those 2 things linked. Now, I know immediately think, Virgo, occupation, what we do for a living, it's part of it. But what are you occupied with? What's occupying you? Where are you spending your time? Where are you devoting yourself, right? Because our occupations, what we're occupied with, directly affect our health. There's so many ways I can say that. As example, one of my guides said, well, you know, no, I'm not going to say it. It's too crass for once. It's a Virgo Libra. It's a Virgo Libra thing right now. And with that on the inner, look, this is the Maiden of Pentacles, the Virgo card. The Knight of Pentacles on the inner. Slow and steady wins the race, because what you are occupied with in any way, shape, or form on the inner is affecting your health, and your health will then shift and heal what occupies you. It is a give and take in that way. The 6th sign of the zodiac, Virgo, so there is a nice balance there, but it is also the Virgin, right? There is an innocence here. And when it's earth element on the inner, for me, it's always about wisdom that you've gotten from the outside world. This can also be a shifting and a changing, mutable earth within you. That there being a real healing here as you shift what occupies you of your own free will. Let's look at the lower 3 chakras, because usually if we're martyring about anything, it's somebody else. Hell is other people? Is that Sartre? I think. Oh, Jean-Paul. Buzzkill. Let's, no exit. Let's get the lower 3 chakras with, the mythic tarot, the masculine energy outside looking in at us, us from the inside looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world, and solar plexus, particularly I would think with Virgo on the inner there, our relationship to who we want to be in the world, solar plexus, self-esteem, and boundaries, and all that. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My gods override. As I call upon my beloved gods of air, my gods of Libra, my gods of the powers of the East, please, beloved gods of Cardinal Air, one card in clarity for us, Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What do we need to be aware of? Outside in, inside out, lower 3 chakra, masculine energy to alchemize the Martyr. From lead to gold is full to new. The Magician. Done. Well, considering it's Hermes, right, which is Mercury, which rules Virgo, I'm going to say the intellect here is for sure. Now look, any kind of magic you do know that Hermes is a trickster here. So, you know, what we cast for, what we intend in the physical world here, and we have free will. It's technically the first card of the major arcana. The Fool is a 0. It has no numeric value, right? So this is initiatory. This is busting a move, right? And bringing yourself into alignment, and it certainly says you have everything you need. If this is us from the outside looking in at ourselves, we have everything we need. We have the alignment of fire, earth, air, water, and spirit, because to me, when it is a major arcana card in a 8-5 card draw, 8 card draw, whatever, then it represents all 3 chakras. I'm going to say in terms of intuition, your lower 3 chakras will be right on, but you got to learn the language of it, right? So occupy, right, this part, the wisdom of what you can learn from the different, because it's not mental, it's in the physical body, the lower 3 chakras, right? Really, each one has a specific voice that it takes time to learn that will absolutely pull you out of pity when you give yourself the time, the space to actually occupy yourself with your own healing, and you will watch as you heal what you are occupied with shifts. It's just how it is. It's just how it works. And that's a good thing. It's progress, right? The only phrase that will remain forever true is, and this too shall pass, at least in this world. Yeah. The world of the impermanent. So we switched it up, the 8 card draw this time. The Blessed Bee deck, Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, she's taking a break, she's taking a vacation. I took one, why shouldn't she? And instead of being the last card down, we have taken the chakra reading cards by Rachel Sharman, Rockpool Publishing, to give us a little clue, tip or hint about which of these chakras to maybe focus in on. And now our last card down is the Macon Healing Mantra deck. I know, you're so shocked. Please take a nice deep breath. The Higher Self Collective. Let's see if other people are involved here. Still point. Higher Selves Override. As I call upon the beloved Higher Self Collective, the pantheon of higher selves, for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, what is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your clue, your tip, your hint? Which chakra to start with, look at, tune into, learn about, to alchemize the Martyr archetype from lead to gold, this full to new? Forgiveness, the alchemical element, the universal solvent. Well, it opens the pathway to unconditional love and true love, which heals all, conquers all, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Heart chakra G. You think with this emerald green, it's a heart chakra card, yeah. This one does do the 9, it does the earth star underneath, but we got one of the major 7. So, there's a mantra with this. Now, look, if forgiveness was easy, we would have been in Nirvana thousands of years ago. Course in Miracles, I'm both a student and teacher of A Course in Miracles. I find it a really good approach because it's a self-study course. There ain't no, like, religion around it, right? The language can be a little triggering for pagans, but trust me, get over it. It's pure non-dualism, to me, at its most poetic. Card number 19, Forgiveness, Heart Chakra. So, you know, occupy with your heart here. You attracted this card into your life today because it is a powerful time of forgiveness. When we hold on to grudges and wounds from the past, we can create imbalance and disharmony in our life, if you haven't noticed. Over time, this can turn into resentment, anger, frustration, sickness, and depression, like rotting fruit, creating a disease inside of us, which can certainly lead to martyrdom. Nobody who martyrs is having a good time, right? They're in pain. That's the compassion part of it. That's the forgiveness part. We get possessed by pain. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. Check it out. You'll see what I mean. Boom. You may be feeling flat and down about something that has happened in your life, and it is now time to bring the healing energy of forgiveness to the situation. True forgiveness starts with you. Take some time over the next few days and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? It's a good question. And it's it's almost an invocation as well as a question, because you really honestly ask that question, what am I holding on to here? You take the unconscious, or at least the subconscious, and make it conscious. This is alchemy. This is shadow work. What am I holding on to? What requires love, attention, and forgiveness? In other words, start with yourself, right? Don't just die. You know, it's not lionizing the victimizer. Do you know what I mean? It's starting with yourself. It's like, it's okay. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. Give it love, right? When you have identified the issue, make sure you do what is required to surrender or expand your awareness to a place that allows for true forgiveness to occur. When you can truly forgive and let go, you can set yourself free from those stale energies and beliefs, and deep healing can occur. Yeah, but you can also use forgiveness practices like a whip, right? Just like scrubbing your chakras, which is psychic bleach and Brillo. No, that's not living. That's the spiritual ego trying to get what it wants by using spiritual power and the power of forgiveness. Course in Miracles says flat out, forgiveness itself is a miracle, but it is the only miracle. Forgiveness itself is an illusion, but it is the only illusion that heals, right? So there is no need for forgiveness and the divine, because we're all one. It's an illusion. It's a dream we're having. Butterflies dreaming their people, vice versa. Who cares? When you have identified the issue, make sure that you do what is required. Yeah, we got that part. Here we go. You will feel so much lighter and happier in your world. If you have asked a question about a situation or person, know that this is a sign for you that forgiveness is required to move forward. If you have already been working on forgiving, knowing that this card is a sign that you are making progress and that you should continue doing what you are doing. I mean, there are 10 billion ways into forgiveness, but it starts... Course in Miracles, they're hitting me in the third eye, folks. It begins with a small willingness to forgive. A small right, I'll try, I'll do my best, forgive, right? And then the doors of heaven fly open. Language. Find that deep place of forgiveness. To find that deep place of forgiveness requires much love, understanding, compassion, and a whole lot of courage. You have all these traits within you to draw upon at any time. The time has come for you to let go and forgive at a deeper level, so you can dance in the energy of freedom, and that is the releasing of those three atoms. It just is. The affirmation, my heart is full of unconditional love and I forgive freely. But that's going to bring up the resistance, and that's what it's supposed to do. No, I'm not! I know, honey, it's okay, I love you, it's okay. My heart is full of unconditional love and I forgive freely, including the part of myself that will never forgive. And you've taken a step. Excuse me, I do go on. Of Course in Miracles, I did the workbook twice. Twice. 365. Well, like I said, I'm a Virgo. But it really, spiritual psychotherapy, self-study, worth it. Worth looking into. Language is a bit much for pagans, but, you know, it's written practically all of it in iambic pentameter, and that just tickles me. Let's talk to Lord Ganesh. Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Angela Hartfield, the remover of obstacles, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success and prosperity, and I've had a relationship with Ganesh for over 25 years, particularly working with the Ishaya monks, ISHAYA, check them out. Did all 5 spheres of their meditational practice and just did it before this reading. Let's ask them. Please take a nice deep breath. Still wait. Ganesh, please override. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, God of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, please, beloved one card in clarity for the Libra, us Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video drawn to this reading to help us remove the obstacles and alchemize the Martyr archetype from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, this full to new, nurturing. Parvati, the mother of Ganesh, appears in this one. Baby Ganesh, oh my god, it's the cutest thing ever. I really love Ganesh. I mean, he's a lot of fun. He's quite a powerhouse. Card number 38. Now, I'm sure this came up in another one. I don't remember which one it came up with. Somebody got it somewhere in there. It's in the title, most likely. Nurture. Card number 38. Oh, we're right there. Here we go. Breathe this in. Focus on creating calm and a balanced life for yourself. Ganesha asks you to maintain a compassionate, nurturing, realistic, and down-to-earth attitude when it comes to collaborating with others and your present conditions. So, okay, you may very well be dealing with a martyr mindset, not just within one person, but within an organization, a family, you know, whatever. Ancestral patterns passed down since cave people. You can benefit from being more resourceful and practical. This is a time of slowing down and biding your time and resources. Deal with any issues as they arise and brainstorm practical and easy solutions that will fix the problem with minimal drama. Be careful of giving too much without regard for your own needs. Well, I think that's Virgo on the inner. You call that self-service, but higher self-service, if I'm reading this right. If you have been feeling exhausted or have been prone to illness, you are invited to stop doing so much for others and do more for you at this time. Do not seek empowerment by doing for others from a place of needing acknowledgement. Empower yourself by nurturing yourself, and then from a healthy place help others. There's the healer for the martyr, right there. It is learning. Well, you gotta say, all right, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to stop martyring if that's what's going on, or even dealing with another martyr. Regardless, the lesson is the same. Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself and or a cause. And it's absolutely both for me. Learn to nurture and to create occasions for others to grow by offering a safe, accommodating energy. I'm doing it right now, even though you're not my dining room. As your life comes more into alignment with your soul purpose, you bring this nurturing and unconditional love beyond your immediate surroundings and out into the world. The female figure in this card is Ganesha's mother, Parvati. She represents a strong female figure in your life that you may look to for extra support and guidance. And of course, I take that out of biological gender. I got the mother archetype hard in my chart. This could be any female role model, friend, or acquaintance that you find yourself drawn to at this time. Alternatively, Parvati can represent a part of yourself, especially when much of your time is spent focusing on nurturing and caring of others. Yeah, no, this makes sense. Look, I don't know how we are even willing to approach forgiveness unless we have the safe space. If the nervous system is just inflamed, stressed, that's what brings us into martyrdom. Oh, I do, and I do for you people. You know what I mean. You've heard it before, that mantra, right? That mantra of lead. No, you go ahead and have fun. I'll just sit here in the dark and eat a sandwich. Right? And like, it comes in so many forms. So, of course, the nurturing part of that is on the table here, to give yourself the space to even allow the part of you that won't forgive to breathe, right? And have a little space, because that's the child, right? That's the angry, hurt child, most likely. Not that this is specifically inner child work, but some would say all of shadow work is inner child work. Mileage may vary on that. Forever young, let's keep going. Gee, when gee. Silly wabbits. Speaking of wabbits, let's get a Divine Animals Oracle. Everyone has spirit animals and totems, way more than we realize. The divine pantheon of the animal kingdom is rather intense and lovely, but it is my favorite pantheon to tune to. So let's see what the totems have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Lower back again. Still point. Totemic override. I call upon the beloved spirit animals and totems for us Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video drawn to this reading. Beloved ones, who walks with us, who swims with us, who flies with us, who crawls with us, offering us the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, and the oracle message. To alchemize the martyr archetype from lead to gold, this full to new. Armadillo. Duck and roll. Armadillo. Groundedness. I like that. I like that a lot. Groundedness. Particularly with that Virgo on the inner. It's a really interesting card. I mean, the artwork is extreme. Stacy DeMarco, Rockpool Publishing, Divine Animals, Oracle. The book is so chock full of good stuff. I'm just going to read you little bits and pieces. Card number 7. It's an armed armadillo. Oh, armadillo, armadillo, armadillo. Groundedness is the key word. Without grounding ourselves, we can become disconnected and flighty, they said to the air signs. How dare they? So it is an important aspect to develop. Go to the basics first. Plug into the power of the earth. Avoid drama in situations. Oh, I think we've heard that before somewhere. I think, yeah, we've definitely heard that before in this reading. Sometimes we need to look at the flowers at our feet before looking to the stars. Humility is a positive trait. False humility is not. And humility, the grace of humility is the first and last grace that I talk about in my book, Words of Grace, because it is my saving grace. The last chapter is everybody has a saving grace. That can come and go, but mine has been humility. People are like, what do you mean? Look at you. Humility is knowing that you don't know, but you're willing to be shown. Grant me the grace. It's the maiden. There's the maiden, the mother, and the crone. The maiden grace of humility. Grant me the maiden grace of humility, the virgin. To know that I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown, right? I know that I don't know. It saves us from humiliation. That's why humility is the shield against humiliation. Armadillo. So staying grounded here. False humility is not. Well, and false humility is often a martyr trick. Oh no, it's just me. No, don't mind me. I'll just sit here in the dark. You go live your, it's like, nothing cool. I have it on both sides of my family. Armadillo magic is profoundly earth-based and grounded. It is ancient and profound and can be used when you are feeling off-kilter and unsure. If you aren't clear on what to do next or have a trauma or a shock, use armadillo magic to bring you stability and power. Well, that sounds like a really good idea. And look, the element of earth, particularly with the magician, it's part of it. The pentacle's on the altar there, or the dolmen. I don't know, you choose your magical language. Be here all day. This is a very interesting read. Now look, it's still going to be in the crux of the divine, the sacred truth of the heart chakra, according to Caroline Mace, MYSS. She's PhD. Heart chakra chapter, it's in my book too. Love is divine power is the sacred truth. This is the alchemical element, right? The universal solvent solves everything, but it is a process. So being grounded in this, not getting so caught up into the thoughts and the dramas and all of this while you nurture, right? And take care of yourself. Dealing with this martyr archetype is a service to yourself, even if you're not the martyr in the room. And even if you are. It's what unconditional means, right? So look, everyone has access to archangels, and boy, look at the martyrs in liturgical spiritual history that are egged on by angels and archangels. Your higher self is called a guardian angel. That's just what people have called it. They're golden solar angels, and like the golden dawn. I forget. It's a lot to remember. But then your higher self belongs to a group called an archangel. Billions, a lot, a shit ton of higher selves all together. Then they all band together in their groups and they become the thrones, the powers, the dominions, all the way back to the source wall, so everybody has access. But, you gotta call on them. You have to ask them in, because they will not violate our boundaries, right? That is against the law. The cosmic law of non-intervention, and it's very Star Trek, I gotta say. Prime directive. I almost said nanu just to piss somebody off, but look, I did anyway. So let's use the Archangel Fire Oracle here to see who's waiting in the wings, assigned to your contract, your sacred contract with this martyr. Remember, it's all one. Please take a nice deep breath. Different lenses through which the divine light is filtered. Still point. Archangelic override. As I call upon our beloved pantheons of archangels, for our beloved Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Crosswatchers who are watching this video and receiving this reading, please, beloved ones, what is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your loving oracle message to help the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Crosswatchers alchemize the Martyr from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, this full to new? Melchizedek again! Virgo got it too. I got Melchizedek. I believe I've been... Oh no, that was Leo. Yeah, not shocked. Alright, Melchizedek, it's Ascension. Now, they said it in the Leo. We'll say it again, right? To be sure I didn't get that 3 times in a row. Who did I get? Oh no, we got Sachiel for Virgo. Yeah, wealth and charity, good. But Melchizedek, look, the word Ascension means so many different things to so many different people. I'm going to read a little bit what's in the book, obviously. But, you know, Drunvalo Melchizedek, look it up. The flower of life, right there's one take on it. And in the New Age 90s, I came across it. I was into Ascension until I met some of the people who were trying to ascend, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to go there, right? There are lots of rules, right? But that was the New Age 90s, right? Part of the spiritual ego trying to get what it wants. So you take this for what it's worth for you, but Archangel Melchizedek is no joke. It's the last card in the deck. I remember that from, I guess it was yesterday I did that one. Great. All time is imploding again in the here and now. So let me just read you some of this. Melchizedek, keyword Ascension. Melchizedek is the universal logos. Like the president of the universe, he represents the overlighting consciousness of our cosmos, and so he's a bit like the grandfather of the archangel. Archangel. Keeper of the ascension pathway, he acts as a bridge between heaven and earth, who helps us find enlightenment. He governs the universal golden ray and the silver violet flame of self-transformation, which is also the Saint Germain, violet flame, forgiveness, alchemy, all that. All that, yeah, scratch the surface if we can on that one. Sacred geometry and the 7 cosmic rays of creation, which are all contained within the highest diamond light spectrum. And that's the thing. I took the Flower of Life workshop with Drunvalo Melchizedek, a set of VHS. That's how long ago it was, in the 90s. And I mean, it was too much math for me. I mean, I did the breath work in the process and making your eye, all of that. And it works, I guess, but, you know, location. It's a lot. Okay, then it goes into his first encounter. She goes into her first encounter. So let's just go to the message. Beloved, this message comes with a confirmation. Oh, you ready? Oh, sit down for this one, Leaves. Beloved, this message comes with a confirmation that you have now been initiated into the Order of the Melchizedek. How's that for a free YouTube reading? An etheric lineage of ancient souls who are returning to Earth to assist with the ascension. I am with you always, which, you know, we're all one, right? So you take, mileage may very much vary on that. If that's your first time hearing about any of that stuff, it would be a bit shocking. But look, there is no health, there is no, of course, of miracles, there is no happiness without forgiveness, there is no healing without forgiveness. It is an illusion, but it's the only illusion that heals, right? Otherwise, it's just straight up truth, right? It is a process of alchemy from lead to gold. In that surrender, willing to see things differently, it's all in there. So, you know, you take that for what you want. I just can't believe I got Melchizedek twice. Well, it's going to make the shadow work a bit easier. I mean, one less to call, one less bell to answer, because, you know, ring a bell, an angel gets their wings. I bet you need a lot of fucking bells to get an archangel to get their wings. There's a lot of wings. Woo, let's keep our sense of humor, folks. Let's get our last card down. I think even that would have made Matt Kahn laugh. He seems like a fun guy, though. The Matt Kahn healing mantra, the mantra to put it all together, right, to help you through it. And sometimes just the mantra is enough to get you through it. But let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. That should be fun. Please take a little scared. Please take a nice deep breath. Just a little, though. Still point. Ascended Masters, please override. I love you too. As I call upon the ascended masters of the General Assembly, please, bright and brilliant ones, one card in clarity for us, Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and receiving this reading, the perfect healing mantra to help us alchemize the Martyr from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, Virgo on the inner, Magician on the outer, forgiveness in the heart chakra, a good place to start, removing obstacles with nurture, removing obstacles with groundedness, and removing obstacles with the help of Archangel Melchizedek, should we so choose to ask for it, so that we can ascend, bring us up above the fray, to see this differently, to heal, to grow, to be the best that we can be. This full to new. Asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. How do I know that one? Because I use it on the regular, particularly when it's stuck right here. Right? No one needs to know, Libra. No one needs to know. You can totally do this in silence. Right? Go to the bathroom, lock the door, run the shower, sit in the tub while the water's hitting you, and just have at it. This is what allows forgiveness, because you, like I said, liars can't heal and healers can't lie, because you have to say, honestly, this is how I feel right now. It's a great card. It's not easy, but it is powerful. And the angel you're calling on is Archangel Melchizedek. The next thing you know, you're in your Merkaba and spinning tetrahedrons and all that. It's a lot. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. Asking for angelic support. But I remember this shit is amazing. I'm not exactly sure where my keys are, but you know. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel, and I would add to that, particularly when no one's around to witness it in the physical. When asking for angelic support, you are requesting solutions from a higher realm of consciousness. Such a realm of consciousness works in accordance with free will, throat chakra choice, or decision, to help you face your experiences instead of helping you avoid them. Rather than believe the cause of your feelings must be changed or eliminated, it is essential that you ask your angels for better ways of viewing the feelings that keep getting triggered. Triggered by martyrs, being triggered into martyrdom, particularly when it sneaks up behind you and all of a sudden you find yourself doing it. You don't even realize it, right? That's what the shadow does in a tired moment. It takes over, feeds, yeah, but it's just love that doesn't know itself. This is the gig. Because each trigger represents a healing, you are more likely to feel the presence of your angels when you are asking for their help to face your most difficult emotions. In order to access angelic assistance, it's important to be with your feelings so your angels know where support is needed most, and that's the hardest part of it, but that's why it's a healing mantra, and that certainly makes this a shadow read. We're not alone. We're all one. I know. Oh, cutesy. It's still truth, the highest truth, the one that the illusion of separation fights against, the ego fights against, all is one. Boom. Sacred truth of the root chakra, by the way, according to Mace. So, asking for angelic support, you can have the word angelic, divine support, guide support, whatever. But being authentic, healers can't lie and liars can't heal. Right? You gotta start within. This mantra is ideal for unraveling the spiritual ego, which is just what we were talking about there, giving up patterns of avoidance, and being a better receiver. So it is releasing to receive. It is that nurturance. It is about being grounded. And there's an ascension part of this, raising yourself in vibration. Even the angels lifting you up as you feel it. Feeling in whatever way the healing that's taken place, then you feel that support. You feel that support. You see it from a higher place and you go, oh, yeah, no, this is forgivable. I didn't know any better. They didn't know any better. I didn't even know that until now, right? That kind of, it's ancestral, passed down for centuries, and it's biochemical. I was born into this body and this life, so it's not really who I am, but it's the work, right? And then it's service to not just yourself, but to all of life. That was a lot. So let's put it together in a blessimation. Combination of the word blessing and summation there, and then we'll talk about private sessions and Patreon and all of that, because it's a fun way to let the goofy loose, because you can tell it's so restrained, and the reading on a high note. Let's see if Cloris Leachman channels through me by the end of the reading. Please take a nice deep breath. Cross your fingers. Here we go. Still point. And we end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for us Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, pantheons of the divine, may we be blessed with all that we need to alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy of the martyr. This full to new moon, asking for angelic support, being open and authentic. I'm feeling very martyry right about now, or this martyr's driving me up one wall across the ceiling, down the other side, calling in the help of Archangel Melchizedek for sure, to show us that it's part of a journey, it's part of a path, it's part of the ascension path, the healing path, the spiritual path, call it what you will, so that we can tune in to that health and occupation, and an occupation with our own health. Great wisdom inside of us there to actually mutable earth, change things around, and calling upon Ganesh and Parvati to help us nurture ourselves, to pull back, to take care of us, to recharge, replenish, refresh, renew, and be revived, rested, and ready, which will certainly allow us to enter into the heart in a perhaps simpler, if not easier, way to give ourselves those questions. What am I holding on to? Do I need to hold on to this? Am I ready? Am I willing? Even if I'm not, I'm willing to forgive that I'm not willing to forgive. And certainly that will bring us right into the present moment, grounded. And with, I would think, clear boundaries set there to stand our ground as we need to do so that we can align our water, our earth, our air, fire in the physical world, drawing down the divine into physical form, the bridge between heaven and earth, initiating magic in our lives, with Hermes the messenger at the crossroads, so that we may be the very best and the very blessed that we can be. The happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest versions of ourselves that we can be. First for our well-being, and then for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is, and I think that's a pretty decent shadow read. Do you? And hit the thumbs up. Do you like the new music, by the way? It's called Underworld Catwalk. Janet Grace Alvarado, she's building an album based on this music that she's making for the channel. I'm very excited about that. She wants to write lyrics, and I'm going to sing on maybe one or two of them. I got a killer singing voice. If I do say so myself, well, you know, I am Leo Rising. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, by all means, please feel free to subscribe and comment and notification bell and all that fun YouTube-y stuff, because I am the fun one, and I can make a shadow read fun, can I? I think I can, yeah. But over on Patreon, which is really just the coolest thing ever, is where I can cut even more loose. Lots of creative freedom there within community guidelines. It is not OnlyFans, at least not for another year. Because I love my Patreon. All of my subscribers get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount on private sessions with me. We've got 2 7-day free trials, one for Seeker, one for Human. Spend a week, jump out before you gotta pay if you want, or hang in there and see where we're going, because I'm not stopping anytime soon. And certainly if you want to book me for a private session, you could easily go to my website. There are links in the description box for all of this stuff. My website, there's a store, there's one thing you can click on for readings, the other for spiritual counseling, so you can see it in written word. But of course, I made a video booking private sessions with Mel. It's in the description box, about 11 minutes long. My mom likes it, so we're keeping it. explains it all for you, and I have never turned anyone away because of lack of cash ever. Never. I won't do it. It's a violation of my honor code big time. So reach out if you need help. It's all explained in the video. Really easy to contact me for the most part. Social media, blah, blah, blah. But reach out if you need the help. I am here to help, and I understand this reading perhaps a little too well. Just say, remember that 8-card draw with the armadillo, and I'll go look it up. Otherwise, you can hang in there. We can do this. We can do this together. And cross-watchers, really seriously, take this into consideration when we pull back. If we're nurturing ourselves, right? If we're on our ascension path, and in particular if we get a little snippy, a little martyry as we go, just give us some space, right? I don't know, get us a cookie or something, and we'll be fine. We work it out eventually. So thank you so much for watching, my beloved Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our beloved cross-watchers. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this full to new July 2023. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.